Hello, nice to meet you too.
So can you tell us a little bit about your character? How did you feel in this role?
I actually really liked Gemma. I could sympathise with her, and I felt like I understood her. I found her to be a very honest depiction of a contemporary woman, very flawed, but also I just loved her. You know, sort of one of those people that you want to put your arms around and say, "Don't worry, it's okay." Even if you make mistakes. So I just enjoyed playing her. There were many parallels to, like, obviously my name being Gemma and the fact that I was learning French at the time and sort of falling in love with France, and there were many things like that. So I was very attached to her.
And could you imagine yourself living the country life like your character did?
I like to imagine that I'd do really well there, but I think I would get a bit bored unless I got really, really into like horticulture or something like that, or painting. I dream about living in the country, but I don't know if I'm cut out for it yet.
And do you think if there is any message in this movie?
I think the message in this movie, well, it's more of a question about, does life imitate art, or do you make your own choices, or do you decide to see things? I think especially artists, they sometimes think that life imitates art. I don't know if it does. And it's a coming of age story about that's what Madame Bovary is. It's about a woman growing into herself. I feel like it's the same thing with Gemma Bovary, although Gemma Bovary is much more funny.
Thank you very much.
You.
Have a great time today.
Thank you.
Hello, it's lovely to meet you.
Hi.
Hi. There seem to be a lot of female actors moving into French cinema at the moment. Do you think it's because there's more roles for imperfect women, shall we say?
I think that French cinema is really generous to its actors. I mean, I'm doing a film at the moment which is about 5 different women, and they're all really, really, really complicated, not very romantic. You know, it's written by it's written by a man, but based on a woman's life, and so the women are not. I don't think it could get made in maybe an Anglo-Saxon cinema because it's quite unattractive. But I think that it's good that they do that. In France, women are really, really highly esteemed. So many of their most famous actors are women. So yeah, I mean, for me, I'm thrilled to be working in French cinema because I love it, and they make so many great movies, and they make many more movies than we do in the UK. So yeah, I feel I'm so lucky that I can work there.
You play this is your latest but instinctive, strong kind of woman. You follow your heart, not necessarily sensible things all the time. But what you were just saying about French cinema, is that how you kind of combat kind of sexism in the film industry? Do you actively kind of think, this is a part that I should be playing because it's a good female character?
I don't think like that, actually. I think that cinema is it's storytelling, and not all characters are heroes. And I think that I just play parts that I'm interested in. Obviously, some of my choices are, like, I have a couple of films next year that are, you know, they've been written with a certain agenda about writing a strong female part, but I think I would actually be a bit bored playing always strong female parts. What I'm interested in is playing honest, real women rather than sort of, you know, the ideal woman or whatever. That's what I'm interested in. But I just think it is important to, like we do with any other, you know, with male parts, there's, you know, good guys and bad guys, and I think that it should be the same for women too.
Great.
Thank you.
Hi Gemma, I'm Joanna. I'm ill on Sunday. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You have a white Yorkshire Terrier in the movie.
Yeah, Carrington.
Did you get attached to the dog? Do you have any pets yourself?
I didn't get attached to it because I actually didn't like it very much. It was really naughty. And there was one day where I had to train the dog to kind of like follow me around and everything. It's actually a boy, the dog, in real life, not a girl. And I was training him in Paris, and suddenly the trainer said, take the dog out onto the street, and there was loads of cars, and it just ran under a car, and I was like,
Was it killed?
no, it was fine, but it freaked out, and after that I was like, oh, Carrington. In the film though, I'm like, Carrington. But I'm definitely more of a cat person than a dog person. I hate to say that.